What a game. I mean, the play by Kirk Cousins, the blocking by the offensive line, the running of Dalvin Cook, Kyle Rudolph showed up, Irv Smith showed up, Adam Thielen went down after that first touchdown catch, but honestly, it didn't look like the offense missed a beat. When he got hurt, I know the announcers were like, now Treadwell's got to come in. I'm like, no, Treadwell's not coming in. BC Johnson comes in, and I think that's the biggest thing of last year.
They're calling Chad Beebe our third receiver. I'm like, BC Johnson's already shown me more than Chad Beebe showed me. Now,
initially, at the beginning of the year, Chad Beebe was by default.
Yeah.
But now BC Johnson stepped up. I heard through secondhand reporting, he spent a lot of time with Diggs in training camp, learning under him, and all that kind of stuff. And he's really stepped in. He's on his own. He's from, again, secondhand reporting. I've heard he's BC Johnson's a really bright guy. He would spend a lot of time just kind of learning the playbook during training camp. Like, he wouldn't do anything else. It'd be practice, film, like those study sessions, come home, study film, come back to practice again the next day. He's been putting in a lot of work, and it's good to see him come out like that. I think he had 50-plus yards, 5 catches, something like that. He had a really good game. The rookie, 7th-round pick out of Colorado State. And this is where during the game I tweeted the Vikings should call about Emmanuel Sanders, but if BC Johnson plays like this, you might as well not even give up spending the 5th-round pick that you already gave up for Vedvik. So, I mean, BC Johnson, I think, can step in and be the wide receiver 3 that we need, because last year that was a huge problem. The problem was teams would they'd double team, they'd put man-to-man with Diggs and Thielen, have a safety over top to help, and they're like, throw it to Treadwell. We dare you. That's what we want you to do. And now BC Johnson is a legitimate third option. Irv Smith can be used as a tight end. He can be used as a straight-up wide receiver. The Vikings had a lot of weapons last year. They have more this year.
I know, it's ridiculous. We've got Diggs and Thielen, maybe the best wide receiver combo in the league. 2 tight ends that are very serviceable. Alexander Madison as a backup running back to Dalvin Cook has been really good.
I know a lot of people question that pick, but
the offensive line has been much improved.
Yeah,
Josh Klein, I think, was a big question mark coming into this.
He had a PFF grade lower than Mike Remmers.
Nobody knows, this Josh Klein guy, is he going to work? Nobody knows. He's been fantastic so far this year. So the offensive line, and I think the play calling over these last 3 weeks has been a big tribute to Kirk's success. Like you guys said, on that big second down conversion late in the game, deep pass to Diggs, where normally you'd see the Vikings run the ball 3 times, try to chew out the clock, make the Lions use their timeouts. No, this was Zimmer and the offense going for the throat, huge deep pass to Stephon Diggs, and a big touchdown for my fantasy team from Dalvin Cook to follow up.
Yeah, and even you see it last week against Philadelphia. There were times where the Vikings could have just ran out the clock, but they did go for the kill in certain situations. That offense is aggressive, and that's something that it's been good to see. Even the games where the offense themselves hadn't done too good, I know the Chicago game is a huge one. They were open. The play design was working. It's just they couldn't get the ball to them. And I think that's been huge. The play design has been good all year. Kevin Stefanski has been an absolutely great offensive coordinator. Gary Kubiak has been mentoring him, and I know we give Gary Kubiak a lot of credit for being the de facto offensive coordinator, but Ian, remember last spring, we were talking. We said, look, Gary Kubiak is going to come in. He's from the Shanahan coaching tree. Mike Shanahan was one of the Shanahan, Mike and his son Kyle. I mean, Kirk Cousins loved working with those two, and Gary Kubiak brings basically the exact same offense, a lot of the same staples, and he was going to do things that Kirk thrives in, being under center. We talked about play action last year, and even before last season, said Kirk's a good play action quarterback.
Play action quarterback.
Now we're seeing his play action. He's been phenomenal in the play action.
And guess what we can do when we have an offensive line that can block for a running game and we can run the ball? We can use play action.
And
Nobody
take deep
bought
shots.
into play action last season because they're like, you're not running the ball. You don't have an offensive line to run behind. So,
well, and even still, DiFilippo would just be in the shotgun running empty sets with just quick hit. DiFilippo was there's a certain issue of coordinators need to tailor their system to the players, not tailors need to make themselves to the system. The system needs to adapt to the players, not the other way around. DiFilippo is prime example of that. DiFilippo is an all right offensive coordinator. He's not terrible. It's just when you tell your players you have to adjust to my system, and if they don't fit that system, they're not going to succeed. Kevin Stefanski has done a good job of saying, okay, what does Kirk Cousins do well? He does he does play action really well. He does really well under center. Dalvin Cook is a great zone runner. What is the thing Gary Kubiak is known for? Zone running. He turned Justin Forsett into a legitimate NFL running back. He made Arian Foster one of the top NFL running backs in the league for a good 5-year period when he was the head coach of the Texans. Gary Kubiak knows how to coach a running game, and I think that's something that's been huge. And I also think when Mike Zimmer talked about running the football more last year, and even at the beginning of this year and coming into the year, people thought that he was just a crusty old head coach who just likes to run the football. No, what he was saying was, why are we passing 50 times a game? Like, we have Delvin Cook. Let's get some balance in this offense. That way we can utilize things like the play action. Having Kirk drop back to pass 50 times a game, even Kirk will tell you that's not a recipe for success.
No, it's not. I think this year has been a fantastic example of what the offensive play style needs to be. And I do understand, I mean, Kirk's played great these last 3 weeks. I do understand there's still room for skepticism because of the factors that have gone into it, playing the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles secondary, and then, having Darius Slay go down. Detroit's secondary is very good, but Darius Slay goes down.
Well
Snacks Harrison gets hurt. Kerryon Johnson goes out of the game. They got a lot of injuries on just that game alone. But, I mean, still, to have the 3 games in a row, it's not like there were 3 B-plus games. These were really good games. No matter who you're playing, that's always good to see. Hopefully that can garnish some offensive confidence, and Kirk's confidence can stay there, because there had to have been some doubt in the guy's mind after, constant game, like just,
getting your teammates starting to throw, maybe not you under the bus, but starting to throw things under the bus.